Oh, look at this. The Alliance wants to limit the number of films now. It is prohibited to schedule a film for more than 10,000 screenings per week. They're trying to limit me with legislation. And, I mean, at least the two big ones are going to be first, but I would like to know how they're going to vote after me. Yeah, let's put these guys over here, and let's see how they're going to vote. I'm pretty sure I'm thankful that these two, because Gernstein Brothers is proposing this. I'm thankful that these guys are ahead of me, but that sucks. They can't beat me, so they're trying to legislate me. I could just leave the Alliance, right? I mean, I just wouldn't participate in award shows anymore, but at this point, who needs them? I don't know. All right, so it pretty much nullifies any reason to have influence points at that point, I guess. So 94% attendance on 5,000 screenings. Look at that. This thing is still rocking. Band of Brothers still rocking hard here. 5,000 again here. We'll go 4,000 here. We'll go 4,000 here. And we'll go 4,000. We'll go 3,000 here. All right. Like that's a lot for this many. And this is without any advertising too. Like there's no advertising there and I was still getting 5,000. So Band of Brothers doing great. Second half of his contract is good too. A 6.0 cinematographer. Do I really care? I'm not sure I care about that. Hubert O'Brien, I'm not sure I care about this either. I think I'm going to say out for these two. Yeah, Owen Olsen could be useful to have around, though. I'm going to go by per movie here. Because you're 7.0. I can go 5 movies with you here. That's fine. 7.0 is not useless. I think this is, though. I think I'm going to dip out on that. I don't need a 6.0 cinematographer anymore. Okay, so Lord Forbids is doing decent, I suppose. Filming results is there, and it can go up to 8, so I guess it reached its peak. I thought it could go higher, but I guess not. Thinking of a different movie, I suppose. Wendy's going to be here. Just kind of trying to keep it to where it's around where it is. Don't drop it, right? There you go. So we'll go post-production on that. All right, and then Live Soft is going to trigger over here, too. We can see how that does. I mean, this seems like it's bad with 33% in the 4th week, but it's with so many screenings, you know, and I had 100% attendance on this, so I could have went even higher than that. That's more than twice the popcorn score if you were to, you know, add a few zeros and stuff. Yeah, but I think on this side, maybe we just go like 5K and then 4K, and then I could just kind of keep 4K as the baseline for these few weeks. And then I think I'll go ahead and extend the advertising there too. We just want to make sure that every single film that we release like this is going to just kick Gernstein's ass because they can't compete, so they need to do this. I have 3,200 influence points. I should be able to buy my way out of this, no problem. Okay, actually, that's huge because Evergreen voted against this. So that's interesting. Considering they can't go 10,000 screenings, I don't think they have enough theaters to do it. So it's interesting that they fought against this, but all of these guys are going to vote for this. And it's incredibly important that I keep this going for myself. So I'm going to go 1,200 here. I know it's a little bit overkill, but I don't know what these guys have to invest in it. And it's so important that this not pass for me. So this will put me over by 1,000 here. Let's actually make it 1,000. We'll go 1,290 here. We'll make sure these guys have to go 1,000 to override this. Yeah, that's how we're going to do this. And I don't know how much they're going to put into it, but I just want to make absolutely certain, yeah, that it doesn't pass. Because that one right there would kick my ass. I have so many screenings. So that would limit me to 10,000 per week. It's just no. No, we're not doing that. All of my theaters be useless. No thanks. All right, Live Soft doing quite well for pre-production and needs a little help on the artistic side. So hopefully production will make up the difference there. It's getting hurt by locations. I don't have amazing locations yet. Let's get second unit on that and off we go. All right. I also can get some of my other agents no longer need to be watching those other studios. So Looks like we're at about 4,000 showings for Get Down on week 4. So we can go, let's say 3,500 here. And then we'll just, I think, go 3,500 the first 2. And then this one will be 3,000. And this one will be 3,000. We'll see how that goes for Get Down. And then we'll just extend the advertising a little bit. I don't really want to spend a lot more on it. It's doing its job in that time slot that it needs to do it in. And we're good to go there. So is there anything else I can do other than just kicking movies out? I want to, keep progressing in every way. And, there's just hundreds of days on all of these researches. It just takes so long to do anything. That's my one critique for Hollywood Animal, is that the researches and they just take too long. And I think, this could be remedied by simply having more options. I feel, I look at amazing locations, right? And I see, it's going to take 1,200 days to do this, right? Or I guess in this case, it was somewhere around maybe 700 days or something. But I look at that and it's like, man, that's a long time, almost 2 years. This studio is going to be working on this. I don't know. I feel like maybe they could have done multiple tiers and it could have kept stepping down into like 5 researches to get to this point. And then each one of those researches could have taken 90 days, 100 days or something, right? Like it would have been the same amount of time to get there, but like perception, it would have been that things move quicker because I'm able to interact with it more often. And maybe that's the wrong way to play it. I'm trying to think of like what could be improved about it. I'm just in my head thinking, what could they have done to make this better for me? And for me, they could have done like not 50% likeliness on these things, because I freaking hate the 50% on these, especially because they take so long to do. But then you're this is 6 months though. Like the chance to get 2 stars in 8 months is just so high. It's so tempting, it's like a risk reward situation, right? It's just so tempting to go that extra star. Because if I fail this twice, then it just hurts so bad. But I'm going to do it again because I'm risk reward. Like that's not their fault. That's not Dev's fault. That's just like risk reward, right? I'm just like, hey, I don't want the guarantee. I want to get that extra star to see if I can, right? And there's a lot of people that are going to have their experimental training happening here in the next 8 days, 7 days, right? It's like there's a lot of time here that these guys have had investments. So much investment has been put into these people. And so in a week, we're going to see whether or not that investment's paid off. This is still at week 16. We are still, this word of mouth thing is so powerful. I love it. Word of mouth is so good. We are still getting 1,500 screenings on Band of Brothers at week 16. I mean, that's so good. 1,500 here, 1,500 here. I think we'll finally bring it down to 1,000 here and 1,000 here. I mean, it's been in theaters so long, and I think we will probably end it in January. It's going to go all the way into the next year. All right, Carl Stanley was beaten. They're going after the cheap seats, right? They're going after my 5.0s, my 5.6. Okay. Because I'm protecting everybody else. I have so many people to protect others. All right, Lord forbids. Maybe we'll go with this one instead. Not sure why the Eiffel Tower is in there. Yeah, we can go. This is a romance, action, comedy, thriller. Okay. Sure, that's an interesting collection of traits we have here. Let's just start with 20k. And then maybe we'll go down to like 16k here. It's probably not going to do this, but 14k here. And we'll go 10k here. Fine. And then we print it ourselves, of course. We're basically just giving it a lot of studios or a lot of theater space because we can. It's pretty much it. All right. Do that. And I don't think we can get any tricks, but hey, if we can. Johnny Hayes? No. May doesn't do it either, so. Okay. Looks like maybe... I don't know about protecting the 7.0s. I don't think I need to do that. the really highly expensive people, we definitely want to do that. Oh, here we go. Hang on. So this is Vivid Violence. This is my movie that has vivid violence. Okay, here's what I want to do then. We're going to stop. So I gave them that, right? I let them have that vivid violence. And that sucks. I didn't realize that this had it. I thought there was one that had it, but I thought it was a script. I didn't think that it was something that we were already making. Because I checked through things, and I guess I didn't check well enough. So this can just sit here for a bit. It's fine. I have plenty of movies anyway. This is going to happen, isn't it? This is 50% odds, and I bet we're going to fail more than 50% of them. Repeat. Yeah. All right, well, Clifton, it worked on Clifton. That's sweet because he's a superstar. So we can definitely start giving him a lot of stuff. I might put him in training right away. Donald Hammond, also very good. He's a star. I'm liking that. So let's put both of those guys back into Masterclass and get them training up even higher. So I think Nelly, that's a pretty good one to put in there. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where do you risk it? Yeah, and I'm just a gambler. That's what I'm gonna do. It's not the game's fault if it fails with a 50% odds. It's mine because I'm just greedy. And there's that. And then I can scroll down, get to that 6.0. Clifton is 4.0, but he's a superstar somehow. So we're gonna get those guys trained up again. And then Caged 12%. I could probably go ahead and stop the distribution on Caged, but it's at 12,000, 12.8. It's like kind of riding the line on. Whoops, that's not what I want. It's riding the line on where it could potentially, be better than what Gernstein's got if I just give it a little bit more time. So I'm gonna give it a little more time. It's not like it cost me any money to keep it in theaters. I have plenty of screenings, so. Alrighty then. So he's got heart. Where are we at on that? Basically. It didn't get to the 9, though. It's actually just got harmed in the editing process. Edgar and Raphael, both 9.0s. Just couldn't raise it up anymore. Okay. Well, we're not going to get the boutique bonus for this. But we will get the behemoth bonus, so it's still okay. And we can slap this on Valentine's Day too. It's a comedy action adventure. Yeah, maybe we compete in this area with it. To kind of compete into here. Trying to pin them down. There's a lot of movies right here though. Yeah, this is a 10.0. The Smell of Metal. All right, tell you what, let's try this. Where does this at? Right there. We can come in right here as soon as possible then. That's the thing though. These guys, Bandit Brothers is going to be done. Caged is probably going to be done. So there's Redline Coward coming. It's not going to produce a lot. Yeah, we could make this work. So I'm going to say we go 24,000 on the first week here. We're not going to get the boutique bonus, but the behemoth bonus still applies. So we'll go, I think 16,000. For the second week, and then we can go 14,000 the third and 12,000 the fourth. And then again, we just kind of push advertising and do the thing that we do every night, Pinky. We're going to take over the world. I'll prepay 2 weeks in because I know I'm going to be refreshing this anyway. And then this is just generic, unfortunately. So we'll apply the advertising. No drunkards for us on this one. No, need to go like this. Bobby won't do it. Tom won't do it. Nobody will do it. Donald will do it. Defend the innocent. No agents to help you. Let's go to the wedding instead. Yeah, because they're spying on other studios right now, which they don't need to do. So spying. Let's get you off of the spy game. Get you off of the spy game. And get you off of the spy game. Okay, now here's the thing. I could. Now I want to save my influence points for the awards. was going to say I could just go in and remove Vivid Violence from the code. But I think what I'm going to do instead is the original plan, right? Which is I let them have it now. And then when I win all these awards, I get a ton of influence points from what I invest in the award show. And then I use the profits from that to overturn it, which I thought anyway would cost me less, but it may not because they really didn't spend a lot. And I had no way of knowing that. I was first to go, but all right. So this one, yeah, we'll just go like 1,000 each. It's fine. 1,000, 1,000. You can be 800 now and 800. That's fine. Banquets are done. There's just so much stuff happening all at once. Redline Coward somehow comes in at an A-. I didn't really think I was targeting it that well, but I guess I did. Yep. Worked out well. And I guess I'll just leave the Lord Forbids here. So it's December 25th. It's Christmas. Let's take a look at the calendar. Right. So again, they don't have any releases from what I can tell that are going to compete with my box office totals. They just don't, right? My box office totals crush them. And for whatever reason, it's not showing Band of Brothers. Do we know why that's not happening? Why is Band of Brothers not in this list? Because it's clearly, 34, right? I think it's just not showing the complete list, which has me worried for Gernstein too. But I think because of how many showings I have and how many theaters I have, I just don't see a reality where they can compete with my boutique and Behemoth bonuses stacking on 3 different movies this year. I just don't know how they could possibly compete with that. It just wouldn't be fair if they could do that. The number of theaters I have. Out and Over is done filming and it's slammed at 9.0. We're going to get boutique bonuses for this one as well. And this one will release next year, so I'll have box office totals for next year as well. And yeah, this is going to crush it too. As long as we don't... yeah, I think he's... Yeah, we can do 9.0s here. As long as we don't lose any ranking here with these two working. There we go. All right, let's see how we did. So yeah, we're going to have to pay... My corporate tax rate is 53%. Right, because it's the war. And they raised all the corporate tax rate way up to help pay for it. So yeah, I'm going to be paying $51 million in taxes. Okay. Fine. Well, I'm clearly up there. Gernstein actually lost money overall. I made almost $100 million for the year. There's only one studio that's actually doing well. Just look at this. Look at these numbers. There's only one studio doing well. Marganese is losing $1 million for the year. Hephaestus and Supreme both lose money, and Gernstein lost 28 million. Yeah. Lots and lots of profit here. It's very good. Do I need to take a loan? No loans for me. Box office, top 3 movies. We slammed it. Somehow Band of Brothers is not included in this, and I have to believe it's a bug, right? I gotta believe this is a bug. Either that or it's not gonna count it until next year because I'm still in theaters. Like maybe that's it. Maybe you have to archive the movie. And so in that case, Band of Brothers would affect next year's box office totals, which is, I guess, fine, but it's weird. Because Band of Brothers should be number 1. It's at 35 million right now. Anyway, I got the top 3 spots. That's all I needed to satisfy the Behemoth requirements. So that's great. We didn't get the critical acclaim, like, at all. That sucks. But all right. I guess. We didn't even get, like, a notable amount of fan favorites. Again, a Band of Brothers should be here. I think it would be in this spot right here. But it's just not being counted. But it's okay. We got the top 3 in the box office, and that is what I needed to do to advance Boutique, the Behemoth. So that's okay with me. We're going like that, and we're going to hit continue here. There we go. Everybody's going to get established. Let's do that really quick. Damsel in Distress for May. Tom Norris is going to be a warrior now. sidekick for Harry Larson. There you go. All this is happening because of this. Employees of commercial appeal and moral, not because of this. It's because of their box office totals, right? When they hit the top of the box office, and so they're becoming well known for the roles they played in those movies. And so there's just a lot of that happening at the same time. There we go. Take all top 3 highest growing film spots at the end of the year. We got that. And then if we go into the policy window, now it's saying that we need to maintain a reputation above 2,000 for a full calendar year. I've already done that, but apparently it doesn't actually start counting this until we get here. So this is a very easy one to get, and there's really a very little reward for doing so. You can send your employees on intensive holidays. I'm not sure why I would need to do that, because I have other perks that are keeping them happy. So effectively, we're done with Behemoth. We just have to go a full calendar year before it triggers, because a reputation above 2,000, that's this one, and we're at 72. So like, there's no chance that that's gonna drop. It's totally fine. Oh, it's just gonna give it to me now. Okay, that makes sense. All right, good. So there it is. We got it, and now we can set an additional policy, and we don't have the ability to advance these, which sucks, because I was really hoping to be able to advance one of them, but I guess you have to really commit to one to do that. So now it's Trash King. Exploitation, grotesque characters, shoestring budgets, and plenty of blood, slime, and colorful sets. Forget all sense of proportion and so-called good taste. Shoot it fast, shoot a lot, shoot it fun, and let the pompous intellectuals squirm as much as they like. So what does a Trash King do? Well, trash movies enjoy a slower decline in advertising effectiveness, but trash movies are just not something I want to make. When working on trash films, all in studio production processes will advance at twice the pace. So if I'm working on something that's trash, then, I guess I get to do it faster. There is that. Create crazy story elements. This is the trash pit. This is the main benefit of this. We can create crazy story elements and shoot exquisite trash of the highest caliber. Okay. So we're now going to end with the Trash King studio policy. So what do we need to do for this one? We need to release 6 sequels to a single trash film within a year. Releasing 6 sequels in a year to a single trash film. So in other words, part 1 comes out, and in the same year, we do part 2 through 5 through 7. Yes. So the original comes out. I guess the original doesn't need to be in the same year, but the sequels do. Shoot it fast, right? That's like, what? Shoot the whole movie in like a week, right? Is that kind of thing. Use 2 trash elements per film in the story editor, and hire incredibly cheap and fast contractors for post-production. I just don't want to do any of these, but it's going to kind of make me. It doesn't let me advance anymore. We can try it for the sake of like making new elements, but I'm probably not going to make trash movies. Here's the trash pit though. So let's go ahead and build that. And I can put this, I think I'll put it right over here, right next to the film school. Why not? Yeah. We can let this be, I don't really think it matters. Let's just do this. It's fine. So we'll go ahead and build that. And now that gives us all 4 special buildings in the same playthrough. At least there's able to show that. You see this? Like, it's still making money, but I'm going to go ahead and end it because I'm now worried that I won't be able to nominate it for an award because it's just not part of last year. Yes. Yes, Wendy Carpenter. Very good. The 50% worked. Okay, let's go back to Masterclass. Find Wendy again. She should be down here. There she is. And we'll take the 50-50 once more. All right, how did everybody else's skills do? Because we have a lot of other people. I failed. Great. Great. Yeah, it's good. That's the second time I failed, I think, right? So that sucks. You can end caged because it's already done. And now He's Got Heart comes out. Tom Stone also failed. 50% chances. And so did Gertrude. Also failed. 50% chances. Yeah, all the 50%. You go 50%. You got it. Finally, Vivian, at least. Thank you for doing something. Look, I get both for her. That's great. Vivian Patterson. So now we can put Vivian into the master class instead. Vivian. There she is. Put her, and I'm again 50%. So I'm just gonna do it. Who else can we put in 50% here? Let's see. We can do a guarantee with Jane. Jane Fisher could go up a little bit, but she doesn't have her cap lifted, but I could still use her in more movies, right? So I'll go 1 skill level with her because it basically maxes her out and it's guaranteed. And then we could do... I don't think there's really anyone else worth doing this to. I could put Vincent Barry into potentially lifting his limit. He's pretty cheap. So lifting his limit makes sense. If I go into experimental training for Vincent, because he's so cheap and he's not that old, right? Let's see. 32. Yeah, we could lift his limits. And then I think maybe lifting the limits for the one underneath him, Tommy. Tommy's pretty cheap, right? Yeah, 5 years was 288,000. So we could lift Tommy's limits as well. And then anyone else who has a star power, like Donald, we could lift you. We could try to lift Donald. We're not going to have a whole lot of movies to make then, because like I don't think I can use these people in films. So it's going to be a bit before I can put them in a movie. Which isn't great, I suppose, because I'm spending the better half of a year upgrading their skills potentially. And their contracts are on time, so ugh. It's just all very expensive. All right, so my new editor here, Carrie Hansen, this promising talent, she wants a raise now. She wants to go to 83, and I'm just gonna say no. And honestly, I'll get rid of her, I suppose. Blue Tumor Iris Deluxe is now gonna be near its service end date. I don't have any new technologies that I can go after here. Do I have any more cinemas I can buy? No. I don't have any new technologies to go after, because I'm going to have my own in a second. So whatever. All right, Pollux 1943. Let's nominate. So Band of Brothers is available for that. I'm not sure why that didn't get in the big list over here, but I guess it's fine. The Breach, we definitely want to put that on there. And then we have Pulse as well, which could hit it. I think the scores somewhat support that. But those are our nominations for best films. And then cinematography, we're going to hit these as well. These are all very good. War movies were very good for us. We'll put Pulse in there again. Best actor. I want to see if Band of Brothers wins best actor. And I want to see if all of those actors win an award for that. So I'm going to promote that. And then let me go with... just to be different, we'll go Get Down on that. Who's our best actor here? Harry Larson's an 8.7. In The Breach, it's Tom Norris is an 8.0, but the Band of Brothers has 5 protagonists that could potentially win. So I want to see if that happens. We're going to promote that. Best actress, I can't. I didn't have any movies that had a female lead. I was so focused on war movies that I just didn't make one. That feels bad, but it's all right. Band of Brothers here. Pulse here. Breach here. Yep, it's fine. Best screenplay. We're just going to do the same things. Same 3 movies. See if they can just take the win. And we'll go from there. Now, do I want to promote anything here? I have Band of Brothers. And maybe, for the sake of cinematography, who do we have here? This is Ralph Taylor. Ralph could win an award for that. We can promote that. Best film. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could maybe hit both of these and see if we can't win best film on one of these. Kind of promoting against my own film that way, right? But it's fine. Maybe both of them will get nominated. It just makes them more likely to work. I don't want either one of these to win. I really want this one to win, so because I just want to see how that works. And then for the best director, we had Mike Martin on Band of Brothers. Pulse was directed by Woodrow Rodriguez. And The Breach was directed by Roger Fox, who I think has the biggest chance of winning that. So I'm going to go ahead and promote that. Okay. Done. We will apply this. Yeah, we don't have any for Best Actress. So, all right. So that takes care of that. Now we need to get that banquet going immediately because now we are vulnerable to anyone changing the code. And I can't do anything about it right now. Joe Green, public leader, says, I'll be straight with you. Old man Gernstein is completely nuts. I've never harbored any illusions about his moral character, but I did respect him as a businessman, even a visionary. I'd hoped the alliance, the code, and the commitments to our mutual friends in government would somehow cool his burning thirst. But this stunt, buying all the movie theaters, has only just pissed everyone off. I've been talking to people in high places for months, trying to calm everyone down, reassuring them that we can regulate our problems from within through the alliance, but now there's no use. This case will end up in the Supreme Court, and the studios will be banned from owning movie theaters, including you. The best I can do is have the whole thing put off until after the war. That's fine. That's completely fine. You can put it off till after the war. It'll become much more difficult for me to make money if I have to keep buying movie theaters. But it also means that you have to make better movies, right? So it could up the caliber of the movie. You know, by raising the costs, you up the caliber required, right? Okay, so best film, right? We're winning. We're getting all those influence points back. So we're going to get the best film nominations there. That's The Breach and Band of Brothers. We also got best cinematography. Here we go. Best actor, clearing this. Oh, I love that. It's got a +4 on it. Yeah. So Bobby Martin is going to show up here. But like, again, is anyone else going to win this? Or is it just Bobby? That would feel so bad if it was just Bobby. And then Best Actress we're not nominated for. We are going to clean house on Best Director. Probably win Best Screenplay. So we're going to win a lot of categories here, except for Best Actress. We're nominated for almost all of them. Just unfortunate there. But like, yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens with Bobby Martin and his 4 cast members. His 4 fellow cast members in The Protagonist. Alone in the Ocean was one of those things that we were inspired by, and it has Alcohol, Spirit of Freedom in it. We're just going to shelve it for now. It's fine. And you'll notice I don't have any movies at all being made right now, and it's just because I'm distracted. So let me just take a look at this. So how about we go with yet another rom-com? Probably not the right time period for that. Shaken Not Stirred could be good, but I wanted to have amazing locations first, just because I do. Life in a Barrel seems interesting, but that's actually really appropriate. Life in a Barrel, and it's alcohol, you know, that's pretty appropriate. You know, we are a trash studio. I guess I could maybe work on trash movies this year just to kind of move through there. Is there any bonuses that I really want from being a trash studio? Like, all the rewards for being a trash studio seem to be related to being a trash studio. Except for maybe this. Yeah, release a trash film with a Pollux award-winning actor or actress. That's easy to do now. Actors, directors, producers, and cinematographers below level 4 will cost less. It's just, like, I don't care. None of these matter to me. I'm really just looking for this so that I can get the elements and make my own elements is what I'm hoping to do. So I probably won't progress Trash Studio at all because it just doesn't have value to me. Here we go. Get more protection from police raids. He's got heart looking pretty good. 22% of 12,000 at week 4. That's not too bad. Why don't we just start at 4,000? And maybe we'll go down to like 3,000 here and 2,000 here. It's probably more than I need, but whatever. It's fine. All right, let's go ahead and confirm that. And then with Live Soft being ready to go here, Anthony Reese needs to be paid too, yeah. So did I just lift your... No, I didn't lift you yet. You can be up to 9.0 though. Yeah, you know what? I mean, we can afford it, so let's just get you for the rest of the game. You know? I'm just going to get you for the rest of the game, buddy. There you go. 2 million. Working with the Behemoth gives me a 50%. That's bigger. Like 50% means something. The other one doesn't mean anything. We can go extended medical coverage too because I just don't want to pay the 0.01 million. There you go. No big deal. How do we do on Die Hard? I mean, Live Soft. I would really like to get that to the 9.0. Oh, there's another thing here on the rating limit too. 1 or more trash elements. Okay. So does 1 or more trash elements mean that I'm pinned at 6? So if I have like 10 story elements to my script, but I'm including trash elements, it would go down to being pinned at 6 and 3. See, so it could even backfire using them. Because I don't want to. So yeah, trash seems to like the thing that you should start with, I guess, if you're going to go that route. But then it still doesn't carry over to... There's no synergy in the trash studio with other studio types, right? You're just either a trash production or you're something else. And I went something else because it's just better. So in my opinion, I think it's probably better to start as factory, then go boutique, then go behemoth. Or, you know, factory, then behemoth and boutique. But I think there's a good synergy between those three. And starting factory, I think, is the best start, in my opinion. Because you get that range of 5 to 7, which is totally achievable throughout the beginning of the game. And you get this speed up increase. You get this bonus for being in there, right? All right, now Hesperia printing here. Check this out. This could be an amazing print. Behemoth policy bonus. Yes, this contractor is available thanks to your behemoth policy. It's going to cost me some money, but I get amazing quality. It's probably the only way to do that. So let's see what that does. I mean, it's going to keep it pinned, right? But I want to see if it'll bring the artistic score up. So we're gonna invest in this on LiveSoft and see if we can bring that artistic score up to 9, because it's the difference between getting, you know, 10 million for the film and 6 million for the film. And I only have to spend an extra 33 grand for that chance. Right. If I can get the boutique bonus on that, then it's massive. Yeah. All right. So now we're ready for the Pollux Awards, right? So I think that's how we'll probably conclude this video, is with the Pollux Awards, and we'll see whether or not we make it. Redline Coward is still making some money. It's not a lot, but it's doing something for me. We'll just give it 1,000 each week here, and then maybe just like 700 here and 700 here. That's fine. It's doing something for me, but we're about to have no films at all being pushed out because I'm not making anything right now. Right before the Pollux Awards, Fred Russell gets himself beaten. Even though he's protected, it didn't matter. All right, here we go. It's the beginning of March. Ta-da! Pollux 1943. My name is Rudy Rost, and this is the 11th annual Pollux Awards, where I guess we're never going to see Starsurf again, are we? Before we begin, I'd like to offer my condolences to the family of Harlan Starsurf. Harlan gave his life fighting for what he believed in, and we'll never forget his heroism. Now, let's have a good time in his honor. I'm sure Harlan wouldn't want us to be sad. If he wanted us to be sad, he'd have come home alive and kept hosting these ceremonies himself. Ah, ha, 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 ha. All right, first nominees for Best Actor. We're going to win it, and I want to see this happen. Come on. Bobby Martin. Okay, now, is he the only winner? They all get it, right? Shared with these guys is what it says. Yes. Now, again, do they get the award on their profiles, though? Because I don't want it to only be Bobby. That sucks. Maybe the way the game is played in that regard is like you have a main protagonist. They're all protagonists, but like there's one that's the headline. I don't know. It's weird. Roger Fox wins The Breach. We were competing against ourselves there. So we're gonna get a lot of Pollux Awards this year, but unfortunately didn't get the actress one, but fine. Joe Hughes, you gonna get it again? This guy is just stacking awards. What is this, your 6th one? Crazy. He just gets an award every year. If you want to win a Pollux, just get Joe Hughes. Ralph Taylor should win this one. Okay, well, I mean, it's still us, so Everett will get it. That's fine. And everybody else is sad except the people who work at my studio. All right, and the winner is cannot possibly be on the front page. All right, the Breach is going to take that one. Cool. So we didn't sweep the Pollux, but very close to sweeping the Pollux again. Had I had, oh, there we go. If I had a film with an actress as a protagonist, that might have worked. We'll see you again next year, he says. Okay. 1943, you guys. It's getting late. It's getting late in the war here. So a lot of Pollux wins, and now that's 1,500 extra. And so what I'm thinking is, we take that 1,500 and we get Vivid Violence off and work on some things there. It's not worth it because I had to spend it to make it. So there isn't a whole lot of profit in that, but I am back up to 3,000 influence points. So I guess what I want to see though is like all these actors are maxed out. They're not really getting the experience for it. But what I wanted to see was whether or not those actors are going to end up with 51 million in taxes gross. Whether or not they're going to end up with awards next to their name is what I wanted to see. So if I go into my actors here, am I going to see, yeah, Carl Hudson has an award now. Good. Harry Larson has an award now. So they should be when they share it, Dick Williamson is here. Bill Horton has one. I don't know if he already had one. I'm trying to look at the other people who are in this. And then Bobby, which is not in the list. Oh, because I didn't hire him back. Yeah, Tommy Franklin has 3 now. So, I mean, I think that's what happened. I think they are getting the award. If I take a look at this, awards and nominations, should I be able to see Crown of Ulrich is where you got it? Okay, so where does Carl Hudson got his on Band of Brothers? There it is. Okay, so they should have all gotten an award for Band of Brothers. And then Tommy got 3. Yep, he gets 1 for Band of Brothers as well. All right, cool. I like it. So I can just put a whole bunch of award-winning actors just by having them all be a protagonist. That's great. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you. I'm going to get this banquet done, start a new one, and then I'm going to attack the code and try to get Vivid Violence off of it so I can release this film. All right. And that's kind of it for my near-term plans. I'm going to start maybe not making war movies as much anymore. We're going to start clearing some of these out of here, and we don't really have not this. It's this. We don't really have a studio policy goal anymore because I'm just not interested in doing Trash King stuff. But what we can do next video is look at the trash pit and see how we can make new elements, because I've never tried that before, and I would like to see kind of what the process is behind doing that and kind of experimenting with how that works. So that's how we're gonna hit this now, and then this might be the final year we can, you know, I'm planning on making like 3 big movies this year, and then just having all of my theater attention on those 3 movies, including 1 movie with a female protagonist. And then from there, we'll see how they take the theaters away from us. If they take the theaters away from us. Okay? We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.